Thank you, my love. You're awesome. Got it.
All right. We're gonna get this started. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, guys, if you can see me and hear me clearly, please type a 1 in the chat. Let me know that you guys can see and hear me clearly. Let's get this going. Yeah, can you guys hear me? All right, perfect. All right. Well, guys, my name is Claudia Pimentel, and I am one of your educators here at Driven Trading. And I want to welcome everyone to the World Class Women Forum this evening. Okay, this is a series that's going to be every week. We're going to have a series, and we're going to be speaking about learning, okay, and becoming, excuse me, hold on a second. All right. Okay, and really just elevating your skill sets and so forth with information. So previously I had, we have 3 young ladies. They are top leaders in this organization, and we're going to be having a roundtable this evening. That way you guys are able to really get a glimpse of what's going on and really just get yourself together and ready for the new year. 2023 is right around the corner. Who's ready for the new year? Are you guys ready for the new year? Let me see. Type in the chat for me if you are ready for this 2023, because it's super exciting. We're ready to launch new, right, entrepreneurs, right? We have some journeys that we're all going to be going through, especially with trading. We have our goals set. If you guys don't have your goals set, well, you should have your goals set, ready to go. All right. And this evening, we're going to start off with, I'm going to start speaking with Allie. I'm going to ask the young lady some questions. Okay, so the 3 top leaders that we have this evening is going to be Allie, Zena, and Lupita. Okay, and we're really going to have a roundtable here where we're going to be discussing how their journeys have been going and what really influenced them with what they are having going on. Okay, so with Allie, I'm going to start just asking some questions, guys, and each one of you, just go ahead and we can start answering. And this, guys, is for you. This is also, all of you can really start really getting yourselves together, mentally prepared, okay, for this journey. Remember, trading is 80% mental, okay, 20% skill set. So if you don't have the mentality of a winner or a mentality of a leader, or you're not there yet, then unfortunately that's not going to really transpose with your trading really good. So that's what we're here for. Okay, we're going to be educating everyone and really uplifting and elevating everyone. All right, so let me just go ahead right here. Okay, so let's start off with Allie. Allie, I want to ask you, well, this question is to all 3 of you, and you guys just really think about it and we'll start answering, okay? So Allie, with your journey, what is it that you have learned so far throughout your journey? And this, we want to make this not only just with trading, but also in the business aspect, as becoming a business owner, as a young lady going through this process.
Yeah, so thank you, Claudia, for the introduction, opening the call. Thank you for everybody who's on the call. I'm so glad to be here. But to answer the question, what I've learned throughout my journey, the number one thing that I've learned, is to never give up, when things get tough. That's in anything that you do, especially being in this industry. I've gave up a couple of times. I'm not gonna sit here and lie that I haven't gave up, but I always came back. And just understanding the reasons on why you're here in the first place. My reason, is, I want to become a good trader, and I want to empower, women, and not even just women, but, males as well, and everybody around the world, just give them the opportunity that I've gotten, and just share the information with, everybody. So that's something that I've learned, throughout my journey. I'm going to continue to learn, more. And then also just having a positive mindset. I've always been the type of person where I thought negatively. So, coming into this business, you have to be a positive person. Nobody's going to want to follow you if you talk about are negative things, or posting negative energy. So having a positive mindset is key. And positive affirmations, it sounds silly to talk to yourself in the mirror if that's what you have to do, or writing down your goals, writing down things that that you aren't even experiencing, or things that you want, writing those down and saying them out loud to yourself, on a daily basis. Because, when that does come, when you get your dream car, it's going to seem like, it's already done, you already have it, you've been driving that nice car. So, that's like, you have to just be positive and surround yourself with positive people. And another thing too, that I used to listen to a lot of music. I love rap music. That's kind of like all I listen to. If if you're close to me, that I just listen to rap. But I don't even listen to music really anymore unless I'm going on a long drive. But now I, like, when I go to the gym, I won't even listen to music. I'll listen to a podcast. I'll listen to that daily, just so, whatever you're putting in your ears, that's really what you're going to believe. So, that those are the things that I've learned. I'm continue to learn more throughout my journey, but I'm going to pass it to Zena now.
Thank you, Leah. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Zena. I've been in the industry for about 2 years now. I am 21 years old, but I will jump right in. So throughout my journey these last couple of years, I've learned many key factors to success and, what's important in everyday life. So the first one I kind of wanted to touch on was the power of gratitude and affirmations. One of my favorite quotes is, "You speak what you seek until you see what you said." I like it because, if you don't even believe it at the start and you keep saying it over and over and over and over again to yourself, you're going to start, thinking about it more and believing it more, and you'll start to see it actually in your everyday life. And showing your gratitude and being grateful will always help you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. It'll help you have a much more positive mindset, which is also very crucial. I want to share a quick story that I heard a while ago, and it kind of just stood out to me. So it's about a man named Eddie Jaku. He is a Holocaust survivor who spent several years in concentration camps. He endured lots of trauma and loss, but is now known as the happiest man on earth. He doesn't let his past define him, and he had a strong willingness and ability to let go of that past. Something he also said kind of stuck with me. He said, "I promised when I came out of the darkest hours of my life that I would be happy for the rest of my life and smile, because if you smile, the world smiles with you." Life is not always about happiness. Sometimes there are many hard days, but you remember that you're lucky to be alive. We're all lucky in this way. Every breath is a gift. Life is beautiful if you let it be. Happiness is in your hands. I really like that because it is in your hands, It's always up to you, no matter what situation you're in. It's up to you. Even if you're going through something really hard, it's something that you've never gone through before. It's up to you to kind of have that positive mindset and think about that and shift that negative mindset over. I mean, I've heard before from an event that don't sit there and be upset longer than 5 minutes. Try and shift it over. It's up to you. You have to be aware of that and have that self-awareness. And then another big secret to success that I've kind of learned is consistency. To be honest, I used to not be consistent. I had a really hard time being consistent, especially when I was in Florida and I had so much fun stuff going on around me. And I didn't want to sit there and kind of like sit in front of my computer and learn all the time and study these videos. But if I would sit there and, do it for a few days and then take like a week off, getting back into it would be so hard. I have a terrible memory, to be honest. So I would kind of sit there and be like, oh crap, like now I have to look at all this information again and try and learn it again and again, because I would not be consistent with it and consistent with my business. And that really hurt my business as well. So if you can learn to do something consistently, you'll discover much greater strengths and opportunities within yourself that you could have ever imagined. So many people amount to a fraction of their true capability because they're so inconsistent with what they do. Being consistent will help you create momentum. And once you get that momentum rolling, you won't stop it. You'll keep going and going and going. And like once you get that momentum, it feels so good. Trust me. I was talking to somebody last night, and he was talking to me about it. And once you get knocked like out of your consistency, it's a little bit harder to get back into. But once you get that momentum, you keep going, and you'll see so much success and so many things changing in your life that you've been wanting to. But with that being said, I'll pass it over to Lupita.
Thank you. It wasn't letting me unmute. But thank you, Senna. So what I've learned throughout my journey, I've learned many things, but I'm just gonna talk about three. What I wrote down is being patient, and this goes with trading and in business. I learned that it takes time to learn the skill of trading. And this is not a get rich quick kind of thing. You know, you got to understand that it takes time. All you have to do is not give up. And also with business, like building a team, you have to be patient. I've seen a lot of posts on social media that, you know, from other companies that they promote it as in join us and you'll get rich quick. And I also, I actually have a friend who joined a trading platform because of a post like that. And she reached out to the person who got her signed up. And my friend ended up quitting because she didn't see results as fast as she was expecting and as fast as they told her in the post, you know, like I think it was a TikTok that they wrote something like that. So she ended up quitting after a year because she said it was too hard. So coming into this business, she had a different expectation. And I feel for me, it was a little bit different because I came into this industry wanting to learn how to trade. And then I got introduced to network marketing, which I understood that it takes time and I have to be patient. I can't I need to develop some skills, and I'm gonna start building my team. You know, it's gonna take time to build my team. So also what I've learned is to handle emotions. I know it sucks to lose trades, but how are you handling that? You have to think about that. And also when it comes to business, you're gonna get a lot of people saying no to you, that they don't wanna see the overview, that they don't wanna join an opportunity call, or, you know, that they just don't wanna know what you have to say. So it's okay to get no's. So just know that you have to handle those emotions as well. And also with self-development, I've learned throughout my journey. Before I wasn't really doing any self-development, I would read a book like once every 2 years. And getting into this industry, it is very important to self-develop. The way that you're developing your mind is the same way that you want to grow your bank account. And it doesn't matter if you're just like, you don't like to read books, there's audiobooks, there's podcasts. So, you know, you just have to understand that self-development is a big key in this industry, and it's gonna help you grow as a person. With that being said, I'll gotta pass it to Claudia for our next question.
Thank you so much. These ladies are on fire. Guys, if you're getting knowledge here, let me see some fire emojis in the chat. They are dropping some gems here on their experience. And let me see here, who has their cameras on? Why don't we have everyone turn their cameras on? Let's get you guys activated, right? That's what we're here for, to be activated and to be participating. So let me see you guys turn those cameras on. All right, super important. Like, I want to make it clear, you guys, listen, this how you do one thing is how you do it all. And you guys hear me saying that over and over. How you do one thing is how you do it all. If you're not showing yourself on your cameras, then you probably don't show yourself on, you know, when you're doing presentations, or you probably don't even do presentations. You see what I'm saying? So how you do one thing is how you do it all. So go ahead, turn those cameras on and start participating. You know, we have to lead by example. If you're trying to build a team, right, and you have guests on here, they're watching you, right? So we want to lead by example. And that is with everyone here with our community. So if you are a leader, which I believe everyone on this call is a leader, you have to remember someone is watching you. Someone's waiting for you to do something. So we have to always lead by example. We have to show up, right? We have to show up. We have to turn our cameras on. We have to participate. And these are all things that are going to lead you to be successful. Success leaves clues, okay? I'm trying to make it so clear. Success leaves clues, all right? Successful people are known. They put themselves out there. They're known. They let the world know who they are, okay? So I just want to give a big kudos to these young ladies because they stepped up. They stepped up, they turned their cameras on, and now we're doing these sessions every week, okay? So what I'm saying is to everyone that you all have this opportunity, this golden opportunity with this great company right now that we're building. So make sure that you're, stepping up, all right? So with that being said, we're gonna go to question number 2. All right, Allie, we're gonna start with you. Who or what impacted you the most throughout your journey so far? Let me see. There you go.
Thank you. I was like, I can't get unmuted. Thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna start with who impacted me, throughout my journey. I want to say, this individual is actually on the call right now, and he's young. He just graduated high school last year. He's 19 years old, and he is someone I just met through this industry. I've only known him, I would say, for about 8 months, and he feels like a brother I never had. He's constantly pushing me to do better for myself. He wants to see me succeed. So, thank you, Ethan, so much for, being that person. You constantly push me every day, even when, I don't want, some days you don't want to do the things that you want to do, but you have to do it. You're here for a reason. So, thank you for that. And another person I want to mention, he's on this call as well, Josh. I've only known Josh for a couple months, I think 3 months. And I got on a call with Ethan, and, I got started in Driven, and he's been there to push me as well. And just, surrounding yourself around people like that is just, it's amazing, because, they want to see you succeed. And, I couldn't be more grateful for them. And, everybody on this call, thank you. And, I'm gonna see you at the Orlando event. So, we can build a relationship that way. Another thing that, has impacted me would be that, I lived in my hometown, which is, Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, Wisconsin, but I lived there for 23 years, and I recently just moved away. And that really, really impacted my life, not only because, here I don't know anybody, it's helped me really focus on my future, my goals, and not being distracted. I used to, always want to have fun. What's the next thing? What's going to be fun? Let's go out and drink. Let's, party. Let's do that, but that gets old. And, surrounding yourself around like-minded individuals you have to do that. So everybody on this call, that, and anybody in the business, in the industry, we want the same things. So surrounding yourself around like-minded individuals is something that's impacted me. And, Driven, just being here with Driven has impacted my life, because I see the vision, I see where we're going. It feels like home. I'm truly blessed to be here, as well as everybody else. So with that being said, I will give it to Zena.
Nicely said, Aaliyah. So there's a lot that, like, I've met so many people in the last 2 years that have had such an impact on me, and so many things, honestly, so many events. But to kind of touch on it, I'd say, first off, Colby Booker, which you all kind of know. He was talking on the leadership call yesterday, but I mean, having him in this industry with me, like, he was doing it before I was, and I watched him for a couple months, and it was so cool to see him, like, he would be hopping on these trading sessions with Justin, and it was so cool. And like, it seemed like so much fun. He explained it to me and I was like, okay, like this is something I want to do. And he's taught me a lot about the importance of like self-development. I mean, every morning he's basically blasting on the speakers that we have everywhere, like audios and podcasts, and it gets us pumped up. And like on our way to the gym, he's getting some really good audios going, and we can definitely share them into the chats too. But he's helped me so much stay motivated, even on the harder days when I'm, you know, not wanting to and like not wanting to do much. He definitely kind of gets me out of bed and he's like, let's go, let's do it. Like so much energy, and it's so helpful. And next up, I kind of want to mention Jay and Josh too. I've been rolling with them from the beginning, and it's honestly been such a blessing having them. Like they've taught me so much. And especially Jay in these last couple of months, he's helped me with so many calls, and he's been there as a leader to just kind of guide me through everything. And he's taught me so many things that I know right now. And he pushes me, and like, but not like to the point that I get stressed out. He knows those limits, but he also knows like, you know, like what I can accomplish. And he knows like how he can help everybody out. And that's been such a blessing as well. And then honestly, my family, but not like my parents, not really in the way that you might think, because they don't really support me. And like, I'm happy about that, because it pushed me so much, because that's what really made me like want to do this too. Like they both have their own businesses. They're both independent business owners, but my dad went to college for 13 years and my mom went to college for 7. They said that you go to college and maybe then you can have your own business, but go to college, get a good job, and that's what you're going to do. But I said, no, I went to college for 2 years. I dropped out because I didn't like it. That's not what I wanted to do. This opportunity came across, and I kind of jumped at it, and it's been amazing. And so with that kind of being said, I do kind of want to pass it over to Lupita, but Lupita and Aaliyah have also taught me so much just in the last month, I'd say.
Thank you, Senna, for sharing that. Excuse me. Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So I know Ellie and Zena talked about this person that I'm about to talk about as well, who has impacted me in this journey, which it's Josh. He has helped me so much in the past couple of months, and he has opened opportunities like this one, talking on a call, like with, you know, these two beautiful girls. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have been on a call. I feel like it was a little bit of a push, like, you know, which I like, because I wouldn't have taken initiative in the first place. So I'm thankful for Josh for, you know, doing this for us and for me. Another thing that has impacted me when I'm on my lowest points is just tuning into these kind of calls, because we don't just talk about trading, but it's also about self-developing. And, you know, it's very important to self-development as a human being. And, you know, these calls are very, very helpful when there's no motivation, or when I don't have any motivation, because it does happen. And so just, you know, if you guys need to be on these calls, it's very, very important. And also, like Zena was talking about her parents, for me as well. I mean, my mom does support me. Like, she doesn't even understand exactly what I do, but you know, she's still there supporting me. But I think something that is impacting me to keep going is just my family overall, my mom, because I've seen that, you know, they didn't go to college. My cousin's brother, like none of my family went to college, so I didn't have anybody to look up to with that side of, you know, education. But I want to break that generational curse of, you know, being a low income family. I want to do more for myself and for my family. So I think that's like one of the big things that keeps me going. So I'm gonna pass it to Claudia for our next question.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies, thank you for sharing. You know, it just goes to show teamwork makes the dream work, right? Teamwork. It goes to show how our leaders are really stepping up and above and really providing the skills and the assistance. So with that being said, you know, you have these individuals that are showing up and helping these young ladies. And in turn, now they're going to be able to do that for someone else. And that's like the most important thing. It's all about duplication. Okay, in this business, it's about duplication. You have to be able to duplicate, right? So once you start learning the process, learning, you know, how to do presentations, learning more about yourself and your skill sets, learning more about the forum itself, the platform, then it's duplication. Then you're going to be able to train the next individual that's coming on board, and you'll be able to help them and guide them as well, like you're being guided too. Okay, guys? So with that being said, we're going to go to question number 3. All right. And Allie, what is your strength in business? What do you feel are your strengths in this business?
Okay, so first strength that I've had, you know, my whole life is communication, you know, communicating, talking, you know, I love to talk. So communication is a big thing in anything that you do, you know, any friendship, relationship, you know, coworkers, having a job, anything that you do, you have to be good at communicating. And, you know, being in this business, you know, we're in group chats, you know, just communicating with the team and, you know, leading by example. So if you have a question, you know, don't be afraid to ask, you know, anybody, because we're all here, you know, not everybody knew the answer to it, so they had to ask somebody. So for me, it's, you know, I've never been good at asking questions because I felt like it would be a dumb question, but you know, this being in this business and this industry has helped me, you know, try to ask more questions, because if you don't ask the questions, you're not going to know the information. So, you know, communication is a big thing, and, you know, enthusiastic, being excited, you know, be excited to be here, you know, be excited to be on these calls. You know, I'm excited, so I hope you're all excited to be here. You know, when I'm excited, you know, everybody else is excited as well. So people will follow you. So, you know, being excited about what we're doing, you know, just learning and growth. And then, you know, another thing is being flexible to change. You know, you have to be willing to make a change. For me, I was doing the same thing. There needed to be something different if I wanted to accomplish the goals that I wanted, you know, for my future. So, you know, not everybody's willing to make that change. And, you know, one of the changes I made was moving away. I felt like moving away from where I was, you know, my hometown really has helped me really focus on my future and focus on my goals that I have. So, you know, being willing to change is something that you should be willing to do. And then just setting the standard, you know, being a leader, you know, it's not always easy. Not everybody has leadership skills. So, you know, learning how to be a leader and, you know, setting, like, expecting things from your team, you know, how do I say this? Like, if you're not expecting too much, you know, you got to push people. You know, sometimes people need that push, you know, even me, you know, I reached out to Ethan today. I was like, Ethan, like, I'm telling you, you need to push me. You have to push me. I'm just not doing the things I need to do. So, you know, having accountability, you know, having an accountability partner, you know, that call that we had, I don't know if that was Wednesday, or I think that was Wednesday with Jared and Alex, you know, having an accountability partner, you know, that's super important in this industry. So, you know, those are some of my strengths. I'm going to pass it over to Zena though. Thank you.
Thank you. So before I start, I totally forgot to mention my team is one of my biggest impacts also. So my team has honestly, like, changed so many things for me. Like, they've opened my eyes. They help me see things differently, and like, I hop on calls with them, we do check-ins, and they've helped me so much along the way, just learning about myself even. But yeah, so to kind of get into it, I would say self-awareness, definitely. I've had to learn self-awareness kind of over the last 2 years, and kind of holding myself accountable, like Aaliyah said, and having the understanding of like what we're in and being empathetic towards other people and understanding what they might be going through. And I would say also building trust. I mean, I think trust is one of the most important things, honestly. So building trust with your team and knowing that they can come to you at any time, at any point. And it's not just like a business transaction. You're not just there to do business. That's not what it's about. It's about being there for them and understanding what they're going through and talking to them. And if they're having a hard time or a hard day, they should be able to feel like they can call you and talk to you about that. And it's honestly been such a blessing knowing like that my team does trust me and they understand like that I'm always going to be there for them. They can call me at any point, talk to me at any point, a text here and there, like anything. But I would say also confidence. I used to not be confident, especially even like a year ago. I wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't confident even posting on social media. Before I posted, I would be like, okay, are other people going to like this? Like, are they going to judge me? What are they going to think? But that doesn't really matter. It matters if I like it, so it's up to you. And so your level of self-confidence determines the size of your goals, the energy and determination that you focus on achieving them, and the amount of persistence that you apply to overcoming the obstacles. And so especially like, let's say a year ago, I couldn't talk in front of anybody. I had such a hard time. Like we would even do like little team dinners with like 6 of us to like 10 of us. And Justin would want us to go around the circle. Colby would want us to go around the circle and kind of talk about ourselves. I'd be freaking out. I'd be like hyperventilating over there, trying to like, like in school where you would try and map out, like if you did in order, you'd be like, okay, what am I going to have to say? Like when it gets to me, if you're reading a book and stuff. But like now I can actually talk and it feels so good to like be comfortable enough to talk. And that's because of all of you guys even, and just hopping on calls with everybody and just learning from everybody. And like, it's normal. And like, I was talking to Lupita the other day and, she went through something similar. And like, over time, you kind of develop skills that are really going to help you. And talking to people, I would talk to myself in the mirror. As stupid as it was, I'd have full-blown conversations with myself in the mirror to kind of grow more confident with myself. And I don't care what people think anymore. I'm going to post what I want to post. It's up to me. It's my page, so it's always going to be up to you. And being confident in yourself is so important. But with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Lupita.
You can unmute yourself, Lupita.
Okay. Okay, good. I didn't know I could. Thank you, Zena. I actually do have some similar answers as Zena. One of the strengths in this business is being empathetic and having compassion. You gotta understand that this is not just about the money. It's actually about helping people, and not only helping in their finances, but helping in their lives. This is showing them a whole different opportunity or a whole different way to make money instead of just, working a 9 to 5. So also not caring about what other people think, especially your friends and family. When I started the whole business side of this, I didn't want to post just because I didn't want to be judged. And I was caring too much about my friends because I have them on social media. But I had to just push through that and understand that I'm doing this for me. God gave me the vision. God gave me the desire of wanting more for my life. And I have to do what I have to do in order for me to succeed. So yeah, I just had to, transition my mind into who cares what they think. They're not paying my bills. They're not going to pay my bills. And just, post what I had to post, what I need to post in order to attract the right people and to show the right people, what we have with trading and network marketing. And And yeah, that's all I have. So I'll pass it back to Claudia.
Okay, thank you, ladies. You know, it just goes to show the different strengths in business that is attainable and required. There's so many different phases that everyone's going to be going through. So you should never really compare your chapter 5 to someone else's chapter 11. Okay. Don't compare yourself, because everyone has a very particular journey that you're going to be going through. All right. What you can do is see the successes and know that if you keep at it, if you continue, that you will be successful. But major thing right there is not to compare yourself to others, especially in this journey. All right, because that will really begin to hinder you. Remember, everyone has their own path, and you know, my chapter 10 is not your chapter 2, right? So let's keep moving. Let me see some fire emojis in the chat if you guys are getting so much value from these ladies. They are dropping some gems here for everyone, and it's just value after value after value. All right, and let's go with the 4th question. Let's see, Allie. Okay, here's a good one. What are your undeveloped skills, okay, that you have to work on in this business? What skills are, you know, do you need to work on, those undeveloped skills? Let's talk about those.
Okay, I have a lot. I have a lot of those. I'm gonna be completely honest, you know, you should be growing every day. So, you know, the first skill I would say is consistency. You know, I struggle with being consistent, which has a big effect on being with anything that you do. You know, I was like, I would be consistent for a couple weeks or even several months, and then I stop. So that's just something that, you know, like I have to work on. And also, you know, Zena, she's helping me in a way to, you know, be consistent, because that's something that, you know, that's one of her strengths. So one of her strengths, you know, is one of my undeveloped skills, you know, something I have to work on. So, you know, surrounding yourself around people or like-minded individuals, you know, they might have something that you like need, or, you know, you need to work on. And I might have something that can help Zena or even Lupita or anybody, you know. So consistency is something that I struggle with. And, you know, this upcoming year, you know, that's going to be something that I'm going to work on. I'm going to set a consistent 90-day, you know, challenge for myself and just stick to it. And then continue that, you know, throughout my life. Another undeveloped skill that I have to work on is, you know, public speaking, being able to talk in front of, you know, large people. You know, you might think like, oh, or I don't know what you think. You might think, oh, she's on these calls. You know, this is just one step to better, you know, develop that skill. I've never been good at public speaking. You know, I have had a lot of instances where, you know, I'd stutter, or I don't know what to say. You know, I did it in Chicago. I'm gonna be honest, you know, at the event, Josh and Jay, they called, you know, me up to speak, and I literally started talking and I didn't even know what I was talking about. I was just so nervous. So, you know, these calls, being on these calls is something that's going to help me, you know, develop that skill even better. And, you know, just presenting information and talking to people and empowering people and trying to help them. So, you know, public speaking is something I'm going to be working on. And another skill I would say is patience. I've never been a patient person. I struggle with patience. So being in this business, you know, trading, you have to be patient. You can't just make a decision and, you know, if you're on the charts and, you know, you take a trade just because, you know, off of emotions, you know, that is something that I've been able to learn, you know, throughout being here and being in this industry. So, you know, patience is, you know, something that I'm working on. And then decision making. You know, if you're a leader, you have to know how to make decisions. And, you know, sometimes I stay quiet or I don't say things because, you know, I don't know if it's the right, you know, thing to say. But when you're trying to lead other people, you have to make those decisions, because if you don't make the decision, they're not going to make the decision either. So, you know, decision making is another thing that I will be working on as well. And, you know, those are, you know, just some skills that I have, and I'm going to pass it on to Zena. So thank you.
Thank you, Leah. So I actually have a few similar ones to that too. So first, I'd like to start off with getting in my own head. I get in my own head actually pretty often. I worry myself. I make myself worried. I give myself anxiety, and that's something I really need to work on. And I'd say time management also. You can ask anybody that, like, I'm always around. I'm usually like 30 minutes to an hour late at everything. Even if I try and plan before, I'm always going to be late. I can't plan my time out accordingly. And that's something I'm definitely going to be working on, and making sure I get the things done that I need to be getting done in the day. I mean, there's a difference between being productive and actually getting stuff done that you need to do that's going to help you. And I would say also public speaking. I took a public speaking class in college, and I literally got up there and I completely froze. I didn't know what to say. I literally had it written out, but I didn't know what to say. And so especially at events, I want to start speaking on stage at events. And to do that, I'm going to have to kind of start speaking to myself even more and talking to more people. And it's definitely a skill that I want to work on, but I've also grown so much in this last year. And I would say also decision making. I have a hard time deciding and making a decision, but literally not making a decision and saying I don't know is a decision. That is a decision in itself. And so I want to start being able to make decisions, especially be there for my team and making sure, that I am going to be an amazing leader, and I am an amazing leader, and I'm going to show them that every single day. And I would say, also with getting in my own head, if you start focusing on the bad's going to get worse. And sometimes I freak myself out and I'll start, thinking about the bad things that can happen. But I mean, Colby knows this. He'll kind of help me turn around. He's like, stop thinking about that. Why are you thinking about that? What's good that's going on? What could happen that would be good? Stop thinking about the bad outcome. What's a good outcome? And so with that, I would say that's the things that I kind of need to work on, but I'm going to pass it over to Lupita. And with that, I am complete.
Thank you, Zena. So for me, my undeveloped skills, I would say, is also communication and public speaking. Communication for me, I think it's a little bit more harder just because my first language is Spanish, and all throughout my, through high school, through school, and at home I would speak Spanish, but through school, I would just speak Spanglish. So making that transition of just staying to one language is kind of difficult for me, which I am working on. And getting on these calls is helping me a lot, or, just talking to people as well is helping me a lot. But I still talk Spanglish to like my friends here and there, but I have to try and just stick to one language. And also following my schedule, transitioning from a 9-to-5 or working mentality, and then being an entrepreneur, it's hard to follow your schedule. So I sometimes, I have for example, read and check the charts, but instead I know I have some free time, and I just decide not to do that because who's gonna tell me something? No one, which does something very bad, because now we're in control of our own time, and we have to treat our time, it's very valuable, so we have to treat our time good. And so yeah, that's all I have, and thank you for everyone that came and listened to us. I'm gonna pass it out over to Claudia now.
Thank you so much, Lupita. So thank you, ladies, so much for sharing. All of the information that they have been sharing, they've stepped out of their skin, their comfort zone, to share all of this with everyone. That way, everyone can start getting more comfortable with your journey and how you're going to be handling your situations. There's a lot of things that you're going to look back in, I want to say 90 days. In 90 days, you're going to look back and you're going to see such a big, it's like a rubber band. Okay. You're going to be seeing such a big change. Okay. Where you've evolved. And that's what this is all about. This is all about evolving and being able to continue to grow as individuals and also as a team. So you guys don't feel that, you know, if you have questions, trust me, when I started this 4 years ago, I had lots of questions, lots of questions. So just ask, you know, because what happens is that someone is waiting for you to ask that question. There's no silly question. Everybody has the same questions, you know, so everyone's looking for an answer. And if you feel that you can't speak to someone, then, you know, you should just really think about that and reach out to your upline or whoever invited you to the call so they can go ahead and assist you. You know, we are a family here. I'm also available if anyone ever had any type of questions or anything. You know, I am an educator here, but I do take the time to help the fellow students, which is the most important, is our members. We want you guys to have a great experience while you're here with Driven and to make you successful. And we have the best leaders in place where, you know, everybody's being elevated and educated. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end the call. Tonight is Friday night. All right. The charts, well, unless you're doing crypto, unless you're going to be trading crypto over the weekend, it's a different story. But, you know, I would say go ahead and start studying. You know, go ahead and read a book. Start studying. Take in the knowledge. Self-development is so important, not only for your business, but for yourself. And trust me when I say this, once you start working on yourself, it's going to really convey with your business, with your relationships with people, with your relationships at home and so forth. Okay. So take a good look to everyone that's here on this call. I want to give a big kudos to all of you guys, because you could have not been on this call. You could have been out at a club or be doing something else non-productive. But here you are, you took the time to invest in yourself. Okay. All right. So with that, you guys have a great evening and we'll see you soon. And I'll see you at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Bye.